Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the podcast. I'm Steven Rogers.
I'm Andrew Chavone. Thank you, everyone. We're a special hurricane episode here.
Yeah, Rocky, you'll like one. It's
I had a feeling. I knew you're a big Scorpions fan. I knew.
Did I ever tell you I saw them live?
No, but I've heard stories of them. Apparently, they're big drug people.
Oh, really? Well, I'll
Yeah,
tell you, they're not big physically. I'm taller than the lead singer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but
Probably from all the drugs. Dissolved their bones. Oh, yeah. So, a hurricane is literally happening right now. We're supposed to record it in person, but we for our own safety, we switched to virtual.
yeah, I don't know what you went through yesterday, but yesterday I had two spots during the beginning of this hurricane, and it was coming down even worse than it is right now, and there was lightning and everything. And I had this like dinky little umbrella just sprinting from spot to spot, drenched.
Yeah,
was
well,
horrible.
my first spot was at 7 p.m. when I got and it was in Times Square. When I got there, it was dry as a bone, nothing, no rain around 7, and I was like, great. So I was like, I don't want to lose money to do a show, so I'm gonna find a place to park that doesn't cost money.
Right.
So I parked on. The show was on 47th Street. I parked on 57th Street, 10 blocks away, but it was a place where you could park for free on the street. So I was like, great, because around Times Square, it's till midnight. It costs like $12 an hour to park. It's outrageous. And
I mean, they're making so much money off those tourists that drove in.
Can you believe you have to pay to park at midnight? It's like ridiculous. So I was gonna be there till like 9:30. So I was like, that's gonna be a fortune to pay the meter. So I found a spot, walk 10 blocks, do the show. My last spot was at 9. I walk outside, literally pouring hurricane winds, and I had to buy an umbrella for like $20. So that was how much the parking would have been. That's how much the parking would have been $20, and I bought an umbrella for $20. So now I'm literally awash because I'm soaked. My backpack was ruined.
Money laundering.
I had panic attacking stickers in there. I had to save I had to lay them all out in the sun like they're tomatoes drying. Like I'm making raisins. I had to put all the panic attacking stickers.
Panic attacking soakers. Wow.
I was so mad. The irony of just that walk where nowhere where you put your umbrella. I got soaked because it was like raining sideways.
Man.
And that was just the beginning, and it's supposed to be even worse right now.
It's supposed to get worse today, and my show is not canceling that I'm on later tonight.
Where is it?
Lower East Side.
Oh.
And we'll see if it's above water when I get there.
Yeah, that's flood zone, that
Yeah.
Lower East Side.
That's the club I'm working, the Flood Zone. And
The flood zone.
but yeah, it's crazy right now. We'll see. I was getting like alerts on my phone, like you know how like Amber alerts, where even if your phone's on silent,
And then you get Amblin alerts if ET's playing. If ET's playing by you, you get Amblin entertainment alerts.
And then I got an ambient alert when I couldn't sleep, and
I got an ambidextrous alert when I could use two hands at once.
oh man, I can't think of another one. But you got one?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Anything else would have been a stretch. Would have not made sense.
But yeah, so it's crazy right now. So I hope everybody's safe. I know we have a lot of friends that listen that are on the East Coast. So
Yeah, and man, like last night it was pouring rain. I went to bed at like 1:30 in the morning, and I just realized, like right when I closed my eyes, that I parked under a tree on my street. And then I couldn't sleep all night. I was
no.
like tossing and turning, and I kept having nightmares that my car was gonna get crushed. And then I woke up this morning, and of course it was just drizzling. Like nothing happened overnight.
Yeah, but I think it happened to Greg Stone or somebody last year that a tree fell on right in front of their place and just missed their car or something.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, I used to live in a place called Kew Gardens, and they had huge trees.
Yeah.
And after Hurricane Sandy, my brother and I went out, and literally like every other car was crushed. And we took photos in front of the cars, like, ugh.
That's your
Like-
cue. It's that's. Did you pretend to crush them in the photos?
I think so. I think I mimed holding the tree.
Probably did one like this. Oops.
Whoopsies. I had my brother pretend to be a fly, and he's I'm holding the tree, trying to swat him.
Oh.
So yeah, you weren't here for Hurricane Sandy, right? Did that even affect Syracuse?
No. Syracuse doesn't get really affected by hurricanes. Yeah, I wasn't here yet.
Okay, yeah, because there's no water near Syracuse, right?
No, just a lake. That's a lot of effort.
The clouds don't make it up, right?
Yeah. They don't want to make the trip.
If anything, the mayor like hoped for a hurricane because the city was dirty.
Good news, we don't have to work on our infrastructure.
Good news, all the bird poop on the street is going to be gone.
And we got rid of the graffiti.
That urine smell won't be around anymore.
Now you know why we're called the Salt City.
The Salt City. You've been drinking a lot of Gatorade before you urinate?
But you lived here during Sandy. You just said it.
Yeah, and I remember like I think it was 2012, and I put on Netflix, and I think at the time Netflix wasn't that good, so I just watched like these horrible movies while the wind was raging outside.
Yeah.
And I was like, I made it. I'm good. At the next morning, all the cars are smashed. My car wasn't smashed, and I guess like I noticed like a weird smell coming from my closet, and apparently there was a leak in the roof right above where my closet was, and it just soaked
all your clothes?
Soaked all my clothes in water and like plaster from the whatever was holding the roof up, or my clothes
God.
were soaked in rain and building materials, so they were all like green, and I didn't even realize. I remember I was wearing one of the shirts to like work, and it was like half green, half white, and I was like, "What's going on? Did I wash these weird? Did I use a different bleach?" I never thought in a million years it'd be like one little hole in the roof coming directly over all my clothes.
Oh my God. Did you open it like that scene in Jumanji where all of a sudden just the water hits that?
What year is it?
Yeah, there's a gator. Oh man.
And Kirsten Dunst is in that movie.
Yes, I saw it recently. I was like, "Oh my God."
Yeah.
And then I think the boy's the only one that didn't really get famous.
Yeah, Robin Williams, Kirsten, and maybe the hunter from The Woods.
Oh yeah, I forgot about him. Who was? I couldn't believe that at not one time Robin Williams didn't say to the hunter, "You look just like my dad."
Was that revealed in the movie?
It was the same actor.
What do you mean?
The hunter was also his dad.
But like purposely? Or was it the same actor for the dad and then he became the hunter?
It was the same actor. I don't know if it was just supposed to be like, that's your demon, that the dad you don't get along with is the hunter. But never once did he say, by the way, the hunter is my dad.
Wow, that would have been a great therapy breakthrough moment. The hunter's my dad? Oh, makes so much sense. They probably cut that out when they rolled the dice. Then it had like a guy in one of those lay down couches.
It was an orangutan therapist.
Therapist. The orangutan has like a pipe in its mouth.
Yeah, he had a pipe in his mouth, and then every time Robin Williams said something, he went,
and what? Yeah, that's all he makes, and Robin Williams repeats like, "Wow, that is true."
He's taking notes with his toes. um, and he lets him know time is up by going.
Robin Williams is like, "All right, I get the hint. I'll get out of here."
Oh man,
my copay is 2 bananas.
Oh man, so funny.
Man. So funny.
Well, we should get into let's get into a topic up top.
Wait, we gotta do this special announcement. I feel like.
Oh yeah, should that be our topic up top, and then we'll get into our stuff, and then do topics after?
Yeah. Sorry, I made a weird noise in my throat. Did you hear that?
No, but I wish I did know. What did it sound like?
I don't even know where that came out of. I hope it didn't pick up on the mic, but I just had like a bowl of cereal, and I feel like I haven't had one in a while. I feel like it was like phlegmy or something. Like it was like a phlegmy burp.
I had that on stage the other day. I was talking into the mic, and I was having a good time, and all of a sudden I went.
That's what happened just now. That's what happened.
And then I had to explain to the audience. I go, "Oh man, I just like salivated," and they're dying laughing, and I'm like, "Thank God I'm like in a relationship, because this would not be the show to try to meet girls after."
Yeah, they're like, "Wow, I loved when you just made a Donald Duck sound. That was so attractive, randomly, like a Tourette." Yeah, but that's what it was.
Generated some.
So we're all right. What's contagious? So big announcement, everybody.
Huge.
We are now part of a network for the first time. I don't even know if we even applied to networks. I don't remember the path.
Well, when
I think this is the first network that.
This is the first network that showed interest in the show and actually listened to the show and found it funny, which means a lot. Helium Network.
We're on the Helium Network, everyone.
We're so honored and excited to be a part of it. If you guys aren't familiar with Helium Comedy Clubs, they're one of the best clubs in the country. They're so fun to work, so fun to see shows at. They get a lot of good headliners. And they have a new podcast network with a lot of great shows on it, and we're lucky enough to be one of those shows now.
Yeah, and the benefits of being in the network, they made us a website. That's pretty cool. And we also get to go down to Philly and interview comedians that they'll have there. And then they want to also do a live show with us in Philadelphia, which we will start organizing. And I think that'll be a lot of fun for everybody.
Yeah, that is going to be a really fun time. I'm so excited. It's going to be... we're honored to be a part of it, and if anybody is joining from finding out about us through the network, welcome to the show, and thanks for listening.
Yeah, and it's ironic because Steven had a microphone problem earlier, and he did sound like he was taking helium.
I might be able to switch it over. I don't know how.
I was like, was this for the network?
Yes.
Very excited to announce.
Very excited to announce. Yeah, so really cool. This is fun.
Yeah, I'm psyched. So more stuff coming. We're going to announce it on all the social media on Monday, and cool stuff coming. And I think this will be really cool.
Yeah, likewise. So let's get into our topics here. Do you want to do us or the listeners first?
Well, first, we got one from Matt. I think we could start off with.
Yeah, we're recording this on Matt's birthday.
Yeah, shout out to Matt. I told him we'd give him a shout out. We gave him a shout out on the bonus too because he's a panicker, which I think we're calling our fans and Patreons. I don't know.
Do you have it pulled up? I can get it right here. Actually, I have it right here.
Okay.
Oh, he moved here. So if you're new to the show, we ask listeners to write in and give us what's making them anxious. This is from Matt. Happy birthday, Matt. This is the actual end of my COVID-era lifestyle. My daughter is going back to school, and I think I have to go back to being a grown-up of sorts.
It's sad, man. It's crazy. It's crazy how long. I was talking to Maddie about this. How long this actually has lasted. It's crazy how long it's lasted.
Yes.
This whole thing where you should embrace going back because we've had it. I tweeted yesterday that this has been a retirement simulator. Like we just sit around, don't work, watch TV.
Yeah.
So I feel like we should go back to living our lives almost as kind of a treat.
Of course. I know that it can be scary. I don't know if this is what's making Matt anxious, but, you don't want to get too used to going back to your normal life because there's also the fact that we might go back to this.
Well, yeah, there's that uncertainty lingering around, but
I would say don't let fear control your life there, Matt. You do a lot of cool stuff. You're a very busy man, and I think you getting back out there will be good for not only you but everyone that you're making cool stuff for.
Yeah, and it'll be exciting. Like you treat it like as a new, exciting experience. I cannot believe in 3 months it's 2022, or 4 months.
Oh my God.
Like we lost so much time, and it's because we've been just sitting around. So I feel like at least this will make time go slower if things reopen.
I mean, you saying that just made me realize I have to get my life together.
Well, we do. You listen back to 52 episodes, so we've been doing things at least.
Yeah, that's true. We've been busy, but so is Matt. Matt, you're great, but I understand because you got to hang out with your daughter, which I'm sure you didn't get to do as much when things were normal, and that was probably really fun. But now she gets to go back to school and get back to learning the way she was used to.
And having a social life.
And now you can do all that as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I would treat it as an exciting experience rather than a dreadful experience because at least it'll change up things,
Yeah, of course.
And it's your birthday, so.
And it's your birthday. It's your party, and you can cry if you want to. But, I would cry too if it happened to me. So, all right, that was the rest of the song. But anything else about the topic there, Andrew?
No, just that. I was talking to Maddie about this. Just that, Maddie and I were like, man, why haven't we done more when things were closed? We should have done more. And it was because, we kept thinking every 2 weeks we thought it would reopen.
Yeah.
So it's, hard to do things when you think it's so vague.
We didn't let comedy completely die for us either. We did Zoom shows. You and I ran a Zoom show every week. And
we kept doing the podcast. We kept writing. But I'm just saying, man, we were man, we could have moved to South Carolina or something. Why do we live in New York? Nothing was happening up here.
Yeah, but
and you were in the city too. We both were.
We were in the
worst
city.
part. You were in the worst part of the city, in the worst living situation.
That my neighborhood is going to have a pandemic even after it's over.
You ever think about that? Man, I wish I'd lived somewhere else for a couple months.
Well, that's why. Caitlin and I didn't retreat the city, but we took a vacation twice to upstate, an hour north into the woods.
But that was just for a couple of days, right? Or was that a week?
One time we did it for 2 weeks.
Oh, right.
And that was the very beginning of the pandemic.
I remember that, yeah, because you had the ants coming in.
Yeah, that's right.
And I remember you did a live show. It was one of the first live shows on Instagram. And you opened up with saying, I have ants in my apartment. And then I commented, what about the uncles?
I forgot about that.
I think they kicked me out of the room.
Yeah, you and Maddie were bullying me in the in the comments. I forgot about that. Yeah. So
But do you ever think like, man, I wish I got out of the city more or something?
I mean, I was able to do so because of Brian. So I think that might
Oh
have.
yeah, you're able to travel with him, right?
So I got little breaks here and there, and so I'm all right with everything that went down as far as where I was. I wish I could have saw my. I mean, same
Yeah,
wish
me
as
too.
everybody.
See my parents,
Yeah,
but we were worried about the disease, so.
of course. I don't want to kill my parents. I mean, sure. Sometimes my look says otherwise, but I was joking.
You have looks to kill?
Yeah. Heart. Anyways,
What was that joke?
there's a song called "Looks That Kill by Heart."
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought there was more to the saying that I never knew.
Oh, no.
Look, she's dressed to kill, heart.
If the song is if looks, I think this is really good lyrics. If looks could kill, you'd be lying on the floor.
Oh,
Pretty
double
good.
entendre.
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 Entendre alert. So let's get into what made us anxious. Do you want to bet lead, or do you want me here?
You go ahead.
All right. So I was in a sketch recently.
Oh, that's right.
That's right. And it's going to be, I don't know when it's coming out, but it was for Hatched, which is a sketch production company here in New York City. And
Yeah, what do? They host a YouTube.
they host a YouTube.
Do comedians submit to the sketches or something, or
Some comedians write sketches and send them in, and they make them, and then they pick the actors and stuff, I believe. But they have some regular people that they use for actors, and sometimes they bring in new people. I was obviously new to them. And they send me an email going, hey, we got a part that we think you'd be good for. And
did you submit to them? Like, how did you get in touch with them?
I have talked to a guy that does sound for them.
Oh.
And I was like, hey, if you ever need anybody, I'd love to do it. You guys make fun stuff. But I did not submit to that particular sketch.
Because here's my side of the story.
Well,
and I think
thought
that's
we were
what you're...
get to
Okay,
it.
all right.
Well, now people know you're also involved. Go ahead.
Well, your side of the story is my... Are you going to talk about the sketch, or are you going to talk about the reveal?
Well, it's over now.
No one knows about it.
Well,
No one knows anything about this story.
Tell your side of the story.
Okay, well... No, you can continue. I didn't know if this was going to be a back and a forth or what, but...
Well, go ahead. You already started it.
Okay, well, Maddie was like, oh, I got asked to do a sketch, and they asked, do you have any recommendations for people to be in it? And I mentioned your name, and they said, cool, we're going to check out his stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's the only thing in my story.
Great.
I guess you could cut to the end where Maddie's like, okay, I got the final email, and with the script.
Yeah.
He doesn't say you're in it. I had been thinking I'd be in this for...
really?
Well, kind of. I kind of actually forgot, but I thought like I was an in, And
Sure.
then she's like, "Oh, we got the script, and it looks like Steven is playing your part." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So I didn't know. And then you texted me, "I'm in this sketch. Maddie's like helping me keep my sanity in it." And I said, "I was supposed to be in that." And then you go, "What?"
Anyways, I'm in the thing and I'm practicing and all that, and I'm getting ready for it. And then they send a group email to everyone that's in it, and it says Maddie. And I'm like, oh, cool, Maddie's in this. And I get there. I look over the whole thing. I got it all memorized. I get there. Maddie comes. Matthew Broussard's in it, and I'm hanging out, talking with him. Maddie comes in, and I'm talking to all the people. And every couple minutes, I look over, and Maddie's just staring at me, and I'm like, she mad at me? And then a couple times I catch her looking at me again, and now I know she thinks I took your part.
Oh, we don't think you took the part. Yeah.
Oh.
I know it wasn't you swooping in and taking the part.
Right.
I mean, I like I said, I forgot that I was offered the part, and I didn't remember until she said, "You're not in this sketch," and I was like, "What sketch?" So it wasn't a big deal, but
okay.
we just thought it was funny. They picked you, one of my best friends, to play me.
Well, I didn't know until after. She didn't tell me at all. And
yeah, because I thought she did. That's why I said it over the text.
oh no,
I was like, did Maddie tell you that I was supposed to be in that, or I submitted or whatever? Even though I didn't really even submit. And when they said check out my stuff, I don't even know what they looked at.
right? They saw the Rush sketch.
Maybe that doomed me.
Or they're like, you know what? We'll see. We'll check out his stuff. Oh, he's doing a Zoom trivia. Well, listen to the bonus, everybody.
So so was your topic just the sketch, or was the topic that you found out that I was up for?
Well, that was part of it.
Okay.
But so I do the sketch. I'm all nervous that I'm going to screw it up. And because they say be off book when you get there. And I'm like,
oh, that means memorized?
Yeah. I'm like, all right, I'll be off booked. I'll have this memorized in my sleep. Maddie walks over to me and she goes, I don't know any of my lines.
Right. We were trying to go over the script on the way. We were doing a show in Pennsylvania, and shout out, because I said I would talk about it on the podcast, and I guess maybe that's my topic, but shout out to the Union Craft Brewery in Pennsylvania. They were pretty awesome, and they gave us free merch.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I don't know if I have a story about it, but...
Well, perfect timing during mine.
Yeah. Maybe I'll talk about it later. But so we were on the way back from there, and we're like reading the sketch. She's like literally doing her lines. It's like Friday she has to do the sketch. We're like, when did you get emailed the script? Was it Thursday?
I knew I was in it like Monday.
Okay.
And I think I got the script when they told me Monday.
And I just want to say I thought it was funny that the script, I guess the joke was, I don't know how much we can give away, but the joke was like there's a superhero at his day job, and you could see the tan line from his mask.
Yes.
And then I saw the photo. You can barely see the tan line. The whole joke is that you can see the tan line, and then the makeup doesn't look that noticeable.
In person, it looked good.
Oh.
So hopefully you can see it. We'll share the sketch when it comes out. But,
yeah, of course.
Yeah, I don't know. But and then Maddie was texting me during the sketch, which was making me laugh, and people couldn't see, but she was like making faces at me, and I was like dying laughing, and they were like, "What's so funny?" And I'm like, "Oh, nothing."
She loves faces.
So she got, because it was a long shoot. It was like from 12:45 to like 5 o'clock.
Oh my God.
And
the script was
4:45
pretty long.
is when it was only 5 pages.
Oh. Well, the Rush sketch was 2.
You guys are in a rush.
We're in a rush.
Sketch. But yeah, and I was all stressed out, and one of the reasons I was stressed out was earlier that week I did a acting class on Zoom.
No way. Was it your first one ever?
Yes. And
wow, that's crazy, man. You never told me you were into that.
Well, I wanted to try something. I've acted a bunch of minor things, but I'm like, I'd like to learn more. I get in the class. Everybody has like years of experience on me, and it wasn't like an advanced class or anything. One woman was like a series regular in a show. And I'm like, what is this? I get there. I get on. I log on. It's like a 4-hour class. The teacher goes around and has like, tell us about yourself things.
Yeah.
First person goes up. Oh, I've been doing this for X amount of years. I'm a Capricorn, and blah blah blah. Next person. Well, I'm a series regular in this. I'm a Pisces. Blah 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 blah.
They're all
And
saying their sign?
yes.
Hmm.
And then I go, yeah, I'm a stand-up comic. I was on the Late Show. I've been doing this for this. I've been blah blah blah. And I guess you need to know this. I'm a Gemini, and I like as a joke. And the teacher goes, "What? What's Gemini? Is that a show you were in?" And and I go,
It is a movie.
"Yeah." I go, "No, everyone's like doing their sign. I did it as a joke." And she's like, "Okay." And I'm like, "Oh God."
Acting classes aren't the most humorous places, from my experience.
Yeah, and we read a comedy, and I gotta tell you, none of them were.
You did a comedy?
We did a comedy, and we do the whole thing, and then the teacher's like doing all this thing, and then she starts using me as an example. Apparently, you know how comedians feel about actors. Well, apparently the street goes both ways.
They hate us, yeah.
They hate us. I did not know that.
Yeah.
They hate us. So.
Oh my God, dude! I just realized you're not wearing headphones. I can hear myself into your thing. I was just.
Oh well, we'll just use the Zoom audio then.
Oh God.
It's too late now. We're a half an hour into this. I forgot all about it.
I mean, I did too.
But basically uses me as an example and is like, the only thing that comedians get is like if they are like really popular and get their own show with their own voice and all this. And I'm like, geez. And I think she was just trying to see how serious I was about acting. But so I just had to sit there while she was like saying how comedians stink. And then I'm like, oh my God, I'm acting on Friday.
With comedians.
With comedians.
At least you're acting with comedians.
That's true. But yeah, so that was all in my head the whole time Friday and didn't tell anybody.
Are you doing the acting class again?
Probably not.
You just one and done?
Well, it was only a one and done thing.
Oh,
but,
weird.
Yeah.
I can't. The Zoom acting is weird to me because I told you. I think I don't know how much I talked about it on the episodes. Did I ever talk about my acting class?
Yeah.
And they it was Meisner, which is like emotional based. So like the first day, same thing. Everyone has acting experience and stuff, and was like stage and. I did talk about it because there was that. Well, hold on. Well, you don't have headphones near you, do you? Because I think we could save. Maybe we could do the regular audio for the second half.
Yeah. You talk.
Okay. So I think it was like 4 or 5 people in the class. They, like I said, all had acting experience. I'm the comedian, but I hadn't been doing comedy that long. I only been doing it 2 years, so I wasn't even good at comedy. And the teacher would single me out and stuff, and I was I could not emote. I could not get angry. I could not get sad. I was basically monotone the whole time, which was making everyone super mad.
Give me an example.
There was one scene. Oh, it was The Graduate. We had to do The Graduate where I guess I'm Dustin Hoffman's character. Is that the guy?
Okay.
Right, it's Dustin Hoffman, right, in The Graduate?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think it's him. And I'm him, and then I'm telling my girlfriend that I slept with her mom, who was Mrs. Robinson. And she goes, "How could you do that?" She's literally screaming at the top of her lungs, and I go, Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't. I don't know what happened. And I'm kind of smirking because she's screaming in my face. So that's an example of how I couldn't really emote there. And then the the teacher, I think, was just like, she didn't prepare. So she said that she literally ate a sandwich, and the bag for the sandwich was on the couch, like on the stage, because we would all sit in these like theater seats, and then there'd be a couch or some stage stuff. And then
Okay.
she saw the bag on the couch. She said, "Let's play a game where we all look in the bag and pretend it's something." I'm like, I'm paying money for this. So one at a time, we had to sit on the couch and look in the bag. She says, "This bag will make you upset." And I had to go, "Oh, I'm mad at this bag."
Yeah, you pretended the teacher was in the bag.
Yeah. And then she's like, "Pretend to be happy." And I'm like, "Oh, the receipt's in here. I could take back to class."
Oh, the time I wasted is in here.
And then I had a friend at the time who got offered he got offered to produce a show with a production company, and he asked me and a bunch of his friends to help him work on it. So I told the acting class, "Hey, I can't come next week because I'm working on a TV show." And they all got so mad. I could see it in their faces. They're like, "This guy, the worst actor in the class, booked something?"
Amazing. Amazing.
Well, the show didn't go anywhere, everyone, if you're asking. So it was just like one of those development things.
Right.
But I still told him it was true. I had to work on this thing. And then I never came back to the class either after that.
Perfect.
Yeah. So and I talked about it on a past episode, but there was this guy who came from Tennessee who had like messed up teeth, and he throughout the class, I don't know why or what, but every time he showed up, he had different kind of cosmetic surgery. So his teeth were fixed.
Great.
The next month, he had hair plugs to fix his hairline.
Geez.
The next couple weeks, he was super like chiseled. His chin was chiseled. Like the acting in New York changed this guy so much. And he started talking in the class like, "I'm writing an acting blog, everyone." And then I would click on this acting blog, and he would recap the class.
It all ended with, "I don't think they noticed my hair plugs."
Told everyone, I've been taking new vitamins. I grew back my teeth and grew my hair.
Yeah, I told him my chin was just excited.
And I think like when he found out I was working on a TV show, he was like, "I'm done." I never saw him again either. I think the acting blog stopped. But that's why they hate us. I feel like the actors and the comedians, that we don't get along because actors secretly want to be comedians. Comedians always want to be actors, so.
Well, I don't want to be an actor, but I wouldn't mind doing it on the side. And I think that's what bothers actors, is I don't take it seriously as much as they do.
That's true. Yeah, they train their whole lives to be in a TV show or movie, and then it seems like we are able to do it without the training.
Yeah, and I think it's the same with any business. If you take it very seriously and you see somebody doing the same amount or more than you, and they don't take it seriously, you're like, "This person stinks. What the hell? I care more than them."
Yeah.
And it gets you all riled up.
Yeah. So funny. Acting class,
Yeah.
I can't imagine on Zoom because it was super intense in person. Like it was
Well,
an
I
intense
got to
experience.
tell you, I should have gave the performance of my lifetime and pretended my Wi-Fi was out. The biggest acting I did was pretending she didn't hurt my feelings.
To be or not to be, Sorry, everyone. My Wi-Fi is glitchy.
You bleep me. You me. Hello.
Oh, speaking of movies, here's an anxiety topic of mine that I just remembered, and I tweeted about this, but I had this crazy thought the other day that I don't know my favorite movies, so I started making an iPhone note of movies I like, just in case somebody asked. But no one has ever asked me that. But I just had that thought of like, oh, what if somebody asked me at a party what my favorite movies are, and I don't know? Might as well handle this now.
Wow, that is a deep layer of social anxiety.
Yeah, so I kind of was like looked on the list of movies and was like, oh yeah, that one, Forrest Gump. I'll put that one on there.
Yeah, I love that you're they're like, hey, Andrew, tell me a little bit about yourself. Hold on, let me check my notes.
Yeah. I'll be right with you. I think Jim Gaffigan has like an early joke where he talks about Palm Pilots and how people are relying on him, and he says like, "Hey, how you doing? Oh, 1 second, I'm good."
Oh, that's really funny. Why were they called pilots?
I don't know. It's crazy. Those used to be the future, or they basically were, except I don't know what they had on them and what they were, because those, I was just a kid when those were popular.
Yeah.
I feel like the
I don't
BlackBerry.
think my parents had them.
My dad had something, and my dad had a car phone too, which I thought sometimes he would be driving me. I'd be like 10, and I'd pretend to talk on the car phone like I was important.
Yeah.
Like, so people in the car next to me would be like, who is this young up-and-coming 10-year-old?
Is that Richie Rich?
Is that Richie Rich calling his agent?
I always liked seeing it in the movies. Like Argyle and Die Hard had the car phone. It was in a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that because there's always every movie had a scene where it was like the convertible driving over a bridge or something with the skyline in front of it, and then the guy going, "Yeah, I'll be there at 8." Whatever. It's like the
Remember Wayne's World had like a TV and a car phone in the businessman's limo. Remember they tried to broadcast them playing so that the guy would see it on his limo TV, and then it shows the limo like flip around. Do you remember that?
No. That was in Wayne's World 1?
Yeah, Wayne's World 1. They knew that he would be watching his TV in the back of his limo, and the TV was like this big.
Oh, Rob Lowe's character?
No, they don't. It wasn't a named actor.
Oh.
But it was the guy that Chris Farley, remember at the Alice Cooper concert, was like, where Chris Farley gives all the details they would need for it to work out for them at the end. And Michael Myers looks in the camera and goes, "Wow, what a lot of information." And Dana Carvey goes, "I'm glad we were here to hear it." Oh man,
I love that. I love that fourth wall that they do later with this classic scene where they're asking for directions at the gas station, and Mike Myers goes, "Wait a minute, this is like a movie. Can we get a better actor in here?" And I thought that actor was good, but they bring in Charlton Heston, who just you know.
And they have it where he's pulled out. Michael Myers pulled over, and the motorcycle cop walks to his window, and he crouches down, and it's the Terminator from Terminator 2.
Oh, that guy, yeah.
And he goes, "Have you seen this boy?" And he goes, "Ah!" and drives off. He's the
T-1000.
It's amazing.
I apparently, it's funny because Tommy Boy was Rob Lowe in Wayne's World 2?
No, Rob Lowe was in Wayne's World 1
Okay.
and Tommy Boy.
Yeah, because he was the bad guy in Wayne's
In
World.
both.
In both, yeah. And then in Chris Farley is in both movies.
Yeah.
And apparently, or Rob Lowe was supposed to play David Spade's character in Tommy Boy.
Good
and,
Lord.
And yeah, I know. Wouldn't that be a horrible movie?
It's been the worst movie ever.
That would have been so unfunny. And I guess Lorne Michaels liked the way David Spade always made fun of Farley backstage at SNL.
Yeah.
And he was like,
Yeah.
I think this will be a better match or something. and it was great because Chris Farley and David Spade put in their own bits that they would do backstage, like the fat
Yes.
guy in little coat.
Yep.
He would always do to David Spade and rip his coat. And the housekeeping thing was something
Oh, yeah.
Spade always used to do to Farley. And all these lines about how fat he was were stuff David Spade would always say, and it's so glad that they made it. And then they felt bad for Rob Lowe, so they're like, oh, we'll just make you the bad guy or something. They just like wrote a role for Rob Lowe, and he's not even in the credits. Like he's not even in the beginning credits because
Oh, wow.
yeah. So props to Rob Lowe for like.
I mean, Rob Lowe made out pretty good. He looks immortal.
He looks immortal, and he got to be in Parks and Rec, like the funniest
Parks and
character in
Rec.
that. Yeah, even though
So funny.
yeah, I mean, so he ended up being a comedy actor like later, I guess.
Yeah.
But I guess going back to the actors versus comedians rivalry there, but
There was one other thing but I forgot it. Oh, 99% sure that Dr. Evil, Michael Myers' character or Mike Myers' character. I'm sorry, not Michael. Is his voice is after Lorne Michaels.
that is always that's a known thing, yeah. But what's not known is Dana Carvey.
I've never seen it or read it.
Dana Carvey used to do the Lorne, and then Mike Myers copied that voice for Dr. Evil, and I guess that caused some drama between the two of them. Because I guess impressionists are very...
Of course.
I didn't realize this, but I guess if you crack an impression, you can just do an impression of that impression, and it's like way easier than if you did the impression of the original guy. Because I guess there's like cues and ticks and stuff that you do to
you have to do all this like research learning the person.
Yeah. But then if you just copy the person, I guess it's a shortcut or something. So
yeah,
I guess
I knew a guy that would do. He's like, I'm a Donald Trump impersonator, and he was just doing Alec Baldwin.
Oh man. And then there were so many people who would say they would do Christopher Walken, but they would do the Han Solo in that Star Wars audition on SNL, where what's his name? You know who I mean?
Oh, Bill Hader.
No, not Bill Hader. It was like way back when. It was
I don't know.
the actor in who got in trouble? Kevin Spacey.
Oh, that's right. He could do Walken. I forgot about that.
Yeah, it was like the SNL like audition tapes or Star Wars audition tapes on SNL, and it's the funniest video. If you guys haven't seen it, look it up on YouTube. But they have one guy being John who's the guy in Grumpy Old Men? Oh, sorry everyone. Jack Lemmon or
I think Jack Lemmon is one of them, but I'm not positive.
Jack Lemmon is like Gil from Simpsons, I guess. The other guy, whatever.
Keep going.
He'd be Obi-Wan Kenobi, and he'd go, "These tracks are side by side. Shan people are walking single file to hide their numbers." And he goes, "What the hell's a Jawa?" And then he just leaves. And then Kevin Spacey comes out as Walken and goes, he does that speech to set up the ship.
Yeah.
He goes, "Is that fast enough for you, old man?" And so many people just started doing old man, and that all the things he did, and then Walken impressions became like a phenomenon.
Of course.
Um,
That's because Spacey made it a walking in the park.
Walken, don't run to your latest SNL.
The pool deck rules. Walking, don't run.
Well, I'm sorry, everyone. We got Hollywood sidetracked because of this acting
Yeah.
class. I don't know.
We
If
gotta get into your topic, and then we'll speed through some topics.
So okay, so my topic. I did that show with Maddie. The it was like this outdoor brewery in Scranton, and it was like the stage kind of was it was so high elevated. It was like kind of it looked like a summer camp, and I said it on stage. It looked like a summer camp theater or something.
Mm-hmm.
You know how if you go to summer camp and you put on a play, it's like a wooden stage, and then there's
Yeah.
like chairs really down below where the audience sits. So we do it. The opening acts who booked us, we were pretty dirty, and one guy, I think his opening line was, who in here tucks their genitals back and pretends to be a woman? And everyone's like, huh?
He should have told the truth. Who wants to hear this joke I wrote high watching Silence of the Lambs?
Yeah. I'm like, huh? That's not even a joke. That's like a weird question.
Yeah.
That's like the opposite of a warm up. It's like a uncomfortable
Cool
up.
down.
Yeah. Yeah, freeze up. So so we go up, and it's kind of, it was like a battle because it's literally like a motorcycle event happening in town or something. So like every 30 seconds you hear that's my impression of a Harley.
Okay, so there's a really sick motorcycle there.
Yeah, yeah. It's a motorcycle that
That's
somebody,
cold.
somebody filled it up with sugar, and somebody filled it with LaCroix for some reason. And so there's a guy.
There's a gassy bike there. Keep going.
So every time there's like some silence or whatever, or while the motorcycles are going by, I'll talk to the crowd. I'll be like, "What do you do for a living?" And the guy goes, "I'm a trucker." I go, "Oh wow," because you're wearing a trucking hat. That's the first time that's ever happened. And whatever, it does okay. And then Maddie goes up, does her time, and then afterwards, she's wearing a tie-dye shirt. Talks about the Grateful Dead. Afterwards, we notice on our table there's a tie-dye sweatshirt with the name of the brewery. And I go, Maddie, is that yours? She's like, no. And then the owner comes, and then this guy comes out wearing a collared shirt. He was in the audience, and he goes, "I'm the owner of this place." We're like,
Oh,
oh my
wow.
God, you saw this whole thing? I thought it was horrible. And he goes, "I loved it. It was fantastic." And he said, "That shirt over there, that's yours." And she goes, "Oh my God, this is perfect. This is my thing." And he goes, "I could tell you like tie-dye." And he goes, and he pulls behind his back a trucker hat with the name of the brewery. He goes, "I noticed you talked about this on stage. Here's one of your own."
Amazing.
Like, this guy's like Santa Claus. He's
Yeah. You're like, oh man, I wish I had talked about HD cameras. Watch the bonus, everybody.
I wish I talked about a bigger apartment.
Or better openers.
Oh my God. So we all got photos on the stage. I'm wearing the hat. She's wearing the sweatshirt. And it ended up being a lot of fun. Like after the show was so much more fun than the show, because we got all these gifts and we got told how great we were. Like during the show, all we heard were motorcycles and
you got all the love that you needed during your sets.
yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. So I think. Oh yeah. Then we got paid, so that was pretty nice too. But
Always good.
yeah. Well, that's all I got. I think.
All right, we'll get into the topics here. Well, we only have two. The other one is just
I saw that other one.
yeah.
Well, I have a. If you want to try to, I'll try to share my screen. Do I have?
Let me turn it on right now.
Okay, because I was looking at this.
Okay, you're good to go.
Because sometimes I post our podcast to Reddit on this subreddit, and I saw some ones that I thought would be interesting to talk about. So let me share my screen here. Okay. Do you see this?
I do.
Okay. So this guy says, I think my son has anxiety. And then
He's 18 and recently confided that he can't do anything alone, and when he does, he will sometime get anxiety attacks.
it's like an out of body experience. Oh, we'll do line for line. It's like an out of body experience, fight or flight type thing.
He says,
you go ahead.
you just read it.
No, you can go ahead.
What's happening? Just read it.
Okay. He says he worries compulsively about what other people think of him. I caught him smoking pot the other day, and a tearful confession came pouring out. I know my husband has these tendencies as well. He just avoids social situations at all costs. These anxiety disorders in husband's side of family. Son asked me to set him up with a counselor. What else can I do? I mean, to me, it sounds like he got caught smoking pot and just made up something. But
well, if his dad's similar, maybe that is a hereditary trait. I know I'm seeing in my parents signs of anxiety, and I do think that it does, go down the line there. So maybe, but also, yeah, if you get caught smoking pot, and have anxiety, you're definitely going to be nervous about getting caught doing that. But I would definitely go through with the counselor and certainly talk more about how you're all feeling.
yeah. Yeah, same thing. Yeah, definitely the counselor and therapist can't hurt. And maybe it is a thing, and maybe he is smoking pot to relieve his anxiety, or maybe smoking pot because he wants to get more into SpongeBob. But I guess the therapist can sort that all out. We're just making jokes.
If you see a notebook and it says, have you guys ever tucked in your genitals?
Tell him to not do stand-up.
Then, yeah, he's probably just getting high a lot.
Yeah, he's probably getting high, writing his opening line.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one you can read. I'm sorry. I thought we were doing
No. We were, and then it was my line.
and I kept reading. I'm sorry.
It's okay. When I wake up, I'm okay for about 3 minutes, and then my body gets anxious out of nowhere, and it takes like 2 hours to calm myself down. I don't know what I'm consciously anxious about, but I'm pretty sure I work myself into a panic over anxiety symptoms. I feel sick and gross almost as soon as I wake up, and I'm tired of it. I feel a lot better later in the day and around the evening. I used to love mornings, but now I hate them.
Oh, wow. Does this happen to you at all?
Only, I talked about in the bonus, I had a recent bad alcohol experience. So maybe maybe it's something that you're consuming. I mean, it could be nightmares, and you're waking up from those. But I feel like that would have been mentioned. I'm not sure.
I do get that sometimes, that ping of anxiety in the morning. I think because it's a mixture of feeling guilty for laying around and you're just bored, So I would just try to do a lot of activities when you wake up to keep your mind off of all this anxiety thoughts, if you can. I don't know if you can.
Yeah, maybe exercise in the morning. That always makes me feel better. And then, healthier breakfast is good. But maybe pay attention to what you're doing before you go to bed. Are you going to bed really late? Are you
eating
watching TV?
Eating right before bed too?
Yeah, eating right before bed is bad. Because if you're feeling, it takes you until the middle of the day to feel better. Maybe the morning is the hangover from the night.
That's true, yeah. I do feel better if I have these anxiety thoughts. I do feel better once I get my day started. I just have to get out of bed, I feel like, is the biggest thing.
Right.
And that reminds me, we have another topic that we got a message earlier in this month that I forgot about. It's by Earthstone's Darius, who said who said, I have a topic for you. The anxiety of making a big step in your life, finally starting a career. I'm finally starting truck for CR England and leaving state to start it. It's nerve-wracking. Never put so much into something before. It's kind of scary to me. And then he says, I meant to say trucking.
Well, I would get Andrew's hat.
Yeah, really. Maybe he went to the show.
Yeah, doing new careers terrifying. We've had some listeners start new careers since we've talked to them, Matt and Kelly.
Yeah.
And if it's something that you love and could see yourself liking to do and excited about going to work to, it is worth that fear.
Yeah, and I feel like trucking
in
is
the
a
long
good
run.
anxiety thing. You're by yourself. You just have to, you can listen to podcasts and music, you know, like, you don't have to do office politics. You're just in a truck with a steering wheel.
Yeah, you can do speakerphone or Bluetooth and call people if you're lonely.
You can get on that thing that hangs over and say breaker, breaker.
Yeah, breaking downer. If you have anxiety.
Break dancing.
Yeah, I think that be excited. I mean, tell yourself I'm making this move for me, and let's give it a shot.
Yeah, the only thing I would be anxious about is all the gears on that truck. You ever hear a truck like go from 0 to 60?
Yeah.
It goes like.
Sounds like your motorcycle impression.
You hear that truck? You hear that truck down the road. You're like, oh my god, is it transforming into Optimus Prime? Like, what are all these sounds?
Yeah. Well, best of luck to you, Darius, and let us know. Keep us updated.
Yeah, I think it's exciting.
Yeah,
you get
very.
to sleep in the car, which is another
Yeah,
one.
pull over and sleep in the bed.
They got that those trucks have that thing in the back.
Yeah. It's like a bunk.
Yeah. What is that?
I think a bunk.
It's just a bunk in the back.
Yeah, bunk bad. Back. Bunk back. Well, we got to wrap it up. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Thanks to Helium Podcast Network for having us. We're excited to be on the team, and thanks for listening.
Wait. Any plugs?
I think we're doing those in the intro, right?
Okay, we'll do them in the intro. All right, everyone. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll be back in the studio next episode with a possible guest.
That's right. Thank you, everybody.